At the moment here in Australia, there's a lot of debate around climate change. There's issues around whether the science is true or not. There's issues around the political response that is required to address the climate change issue. The one certainty that we have is that we know there is going to be a cost of carbon on business. It's already there. We're already seeing energy prices increase. We're already seeing costs of raw materials and products increase because there's an embedded carbon cost in those particular products. So we have a cost of carbon. The purpose of this paper is to help CFOs understand the ramifications of that carbon cost on their business. It's a guide to help them go through their business strategy, their operational processes and systems, and understand what they need to do today to mitigate carbon risks and potentially maximize some of the opportunities coming out of a carbon-constrained economy for their business. They're then in a position to develop a response, which they can then share with their colleagues and actually start to action today, despite the fact that we don't have a clear regulatory framework and despite the fact there are still arguments going on around the climate change science. The actual publication is a guide to help CFOs understand the carbon costs and the impact of carbon on their business. The way to go about using it is actually read the document, make sure you understand each of the various aspects of the implications of carbon on your business. Then at the back you'll see there's a checklist. We've actually summarized some of the key questions under each of the various headings for CFOs to actually consider what is our response, what is the impact of carbon on our business in this particular area. So the CFO has a go himself or herself to actually answer those questions. When you've completed the questions, there'll be some gaps. The next stage is to actually try and find the answers to those questions that you couldn't answer, or where you think your answers may only be partial answers and therefore need some more work. So go around your organization and try and identify the answers to those questions. Once you've got a complete list of answers to each of the questions asked, and you're comfortable that is actually complete and accurate, then talk to some of your key internal stakeholders, maybe the Chief Risk Officer, maybe the Head of Internal Audit, maybe a trusted external advisor that you use to bounce off these ideas and these issues, and start to work with you towards pulling together a response. What actions do you need to take now to actually address those particular issues that align to a carbon cost on your business strategy? Once you've actually got not only the responses to your questions, but also the actions you want to take to actually mitigate each of those issues and also maximize any opportunities you identify, then it's time to actually work through it with your CEO. So again, taking the CEO through each of the areas, through your findings, through your proposed actions, and getting his or her buy-in to the solutions and, of course, amendments as necessary to your way forward, such that you can then present the overarching board paper, the summary of the impact of carbon on your business, the actions you need to take today, those actions that can't actually be implemented until the regulation is clearer, and any other activities that you want to undertake. What is certain is that there is a cost of carbon already on business, and that cost is going to grow. It is therefore incumbent on CFOs to understand the implications of carbon on their business, to then work with their internal management team and board to address those issues that they can address today based on the current framework, and also to get ready for those issues that are going to hit them in the future once the regulation is actually put in place. So this booklet is really a guide, an aide-memoire, a checklist to help CFOs understand the carbon cost on their business and help them develop strategies to mitigate those costs now.